Okay. Okay, so Amy, this is going to be a tutorial on how to use the Bazaart app, which is for your phone. And Amy Medford, you're the you're the one that's going to be showing us how to make like edit the Lucas photos into like how they should be.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
we're doing photo editing, but we're also doing a little bit of therapy at the same time.
yes.
Yay.
Yes. The one thing that we did discover when we were starting this is that the apps only work on the phone. I am in the process of researching because there is a way you can download and be able to do it on your PC, but for now, these are strictly for the your phone, and you can get them through the Play Store or the Apple Store. So that being said, Amy, are you ready to go?
I think so.
All righty, let's have some fun.
Okay, well, before I start sharing my screen, I'm Amy. Also, if you read any fan fiction, I go by Fanfic Junkie. I don't know if I've met all of you. I don't think so. On the Sunday Night Surge, the night that I got to speak with Melissa, that was fun. So I'm primarily a mom. I'm home. That's why I have 3 kids. We homeschool 3 kids here that are between the ages of 9 and almost 2. Marin, who's my little Jack inspiration. All 3 of the kids really are, but Marin's my little Jack inspiration. So he's the kid that's always into mischief. And so that's why this phone call is like, or the Zoom call will be predicated on how well he does, I guess, here. So I've got 3 kids fending for themselves at the moment. And so I'm going to try to kind of blaze through a quick tutorial. So if you do have questions, let me know, but I'm going to try to keep it simple and show you how to do some of the basics and maybe some of the things that you want to know through the Bazaart app. I had told Carla that I sometimes use Canva, but to be honest with you, I almost always use Bazaart. And I think when we get into the app, you'll see why. It's just so hands-on, and I say easy, but I also realize that I'm an older millennial. And so what I think is easy might not be considered easy to everyone else, but I'm hoping that I can make it really easy for you so that whatever of these simple edits that maybe you want to do or create, that this app will allow you to do all the legwork. Like the tech on this app is so much better than it used to be even 5 years ago. It's really fun to be able to blur Lucas out of photos and easily put in Nathan and stuff like that. And like in the past, I'll show you, you used to have to like hand paint it all basically. And so it's
the name
neat.
of the app. I'm
Bazaart.
sorry. How do you spell
Bazaart?
that?
Bazaart.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that you said something. I've been using this app for about 8 years now, I think. And so some of my background in photo editing, I actually started this when I was doing social media marketing, just as a stay-at-home mom pickup side job. I ran the Instagram account Feature My Party. And before that, EIEIO Designs was my Etsy shop that I sold high chair banners and stuff. And so rather than hire someone to make marketing stuff, I just taught myself how to use it using some photo editing. And a couple of the people that I worked with recommended Bazaart, and it has come a really long way since then. But I learned how to cut around photos and stuff like that. So I've participated in some political campaigns, making memes. I've done posters. I've done nothing for anyone big or anything, but for small businesses, I would do stuff like that. Now, I say that I have that kind of experience just so that you kind of know, like I've done some of the ins and outs, but I am by no means a professional. I'm definitely, like, I am a perfectionist, I'm learning, but I'm not able to do the photo edits the way that I want with the time that I have, if that
That makes sense.
makes any sense to you. So it's constantly a humility, humble pie check to
Yeah.
throw something out, even as a story cover, because I'm like, oh, that could look so much better. But I'm a mom first, and I've really had to learn that like they come first in my story cover or my advertising for other companies. All of that comes second. And so sometimes I just throw something out and I'm like, this is just a crude mock-up, but this is what it could be. So
Right.
I say that you can do a lot better than me really quickly. Okay. And I hope that you do. And I want to show you how to do it. And I also say that so that you know that I have a lot of really bad photo editing that is both out there and saved in my phone and in the deleted section, you know, like of my phone. So everybody starts wonky. And so I just want to say that before we get started. Okay. I had talked to Sherry because one other thing, if you're open to hearing it, is when it comes to photo editing is storytelling through photos. Are you open to hearing that? I think it should just take a few minutes to go through. I want to take a look at some bad edits so that then we can be like, what is wrong with this photo before I go into it.
Amy?
Yeah, can you do that, Sherry? We were
Oh,
looking
actually,
at,
I can do it.
we were looking at someone and bless their heart, they wanted to make a season 10 photo with what they had and they were trying to fix it. And so if this was you, I can show you lots of my bad edits. So I'm not meaning this personally. This is just what I saw this morning. So what I want to show is this photo that Sherry's going to share. What they did was they made it like with Lucas and Jack and the season 10 photo. And so there's a few things that I want to point out on the screen that they did that from a storytelling perspective, you would want to fix. Like if I was consulting for you and this was your advertisement and I was like, say that this was the actual Hallmark advertisement. And if they hired me, which would be amazing, to consult for them and say like, actually, this is telling a story you're not wanting to. This is what I would show them.
Hold on.
I see your screen.
Okay, hold on. Can you see it now? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. Let me go back. Let's see. Hold on. I had to fix something here. All right, so here we go. Brace yourselves. Can you see that?
Okay, here it is. Yes. Okay. So this is someone's edit, and from the look at it, like this is not the worst photo edit ever, right? They're doing some cool things. You can tell they've been around photo editing a little bit. What I want to point out are a few things here with the storytelling. One, you have Elizabeth, who's our main character, is one of the smallest on the entire screen. That doesn't make sense if she's the main character. The person who's bigger than everyone else is Lucas. So my first thought is whoever made this really loves Lucas, which they probably do. I would guess it was a Lucabeth edit.
Right.
The next thing I want to point out is that if you look at Jack and Jack is faded, that's storytelling appropriate because Jack has passed, right? So he's kind of almost like fading him out kind of makes him like a memory, which is great. Even like the stuff behind him is also equally faded out. That's great. Now, if you go to the Lucas side, I have no idea why he's faded at all because he's still alive. The next thing is if you're trying to share that season 10 is this great, Lucas is a great dad, look, they're this new family, why in the world do you have Lucas blotting out little Jack? I mean, it is storytelling correct, it seems like, for canon, that he really hasn't that he has not been as invested in little Jack's life, I guess. But from a storytelling perspective, you don't want him, like his shoulder is literally blotting him out. There's no reason his shoulder needs to blot. So when we're doing editing, we want to be careful of stuff like that, where it's accidentally saying little Jack's not important. The only people who are important is Lucas and Elizabeth. And I also think it's actually kind of disrespectful that Elizabeth's back is to Jack. Kind of okay since he's passed, but you'd really rather have her facing forward, maybe the two suitors on both sides or something like that. But anyway, okay. So, and then the only photo that's in focus is the one all the way to the left and right in the center. So it's just, it has some symmetry, but it's telling a story you don't want, or at least I wouldn't think that you'd want. So I want to point
That's
that out. Okay, I'm
interesting.
gonna go. Any questions on any of that? Does that make sense?
I have a question, kind of from the beginning. I know Sherry mentioned something about her tablet. So is Bazaart, since it's a phone app, can you use it on your tablet like you would your phone?
Yeah, I use it on my iPad.
Yeah, well, there are certain ones like I have a new tablet, like a top of the line. It won't, it says I can't download it. So,
Okay.
but we're
What kind of
right now,
tablet do you have, Sherry? What's your brand?
Samsung.
Okay, so for Apple, on the Apple iPad, I can use it no problem. So for sure, it works with Apple stuff. I don't know if it works with the Apple.
I think
like,
Android, I think
PC.
it just recently came out for Android, so.
Okay, well, I
Okay.
have a Samsung that's probably 4 or 5 years old.
Like I said, mine is a top of the line, like brand new Samsung tablet, and
Okay.
it wouldn't let me download the app. So I'm in the process of finding workarounds for those, because I know not
Right.
everyone has Apple. So for
Yeah.
now,
Mhm.
everybody, I do know that both work on your phones.
Yeah.
So for now, we just need to consider that that's where we're,
Yeah.
you look,
And
and we will come up and do an update on, once I figure that workaround. I just want to make sure that any programs or anything I recommend is safe and from a reliable source. So I want to make sure and get with my daughter and stuff, who's an IT specialist, to make sure that, I would hate for somebody to get a virus or something
right.
based on something that happened. So for now, just assume that these are phone apps only.
Yeah. And the second
Okay.
thing I wanted to say was, I'm really glad, Amy, that you brought that up about the storytelling, because I think that's a
Mhm.
big thing for me. And I'm sure sometimes I don't always get my story across, but I love what you just pointed out, because it's very true, everything you said there. And I really appreciate that you
Oh,
brought that.
thanks.
I think.
Well, let me
anyway,
show
like
you a
with,
few.
anyway, go ahead. Did I stop sharing? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I think you should be able to see my screen right now,
I
right?
can. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a couple of the story covers that I've done. This was an intentional one. This is for my main story, but now I see. So this one, but now I see actually comes from Amazing Grace, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I took the hymn in the background and I have it a little bit blurry so that the focus stays on Nathan and Elizabeth there. But I even positioned the text so that it was blind, but now I see. So like some of these are fun little details to have put in. And I wanted to make sure that she is turned inward towards him. She's not facing outward. That can communicate that she's not interested. And then let me see, or it's like looking up and away. Okay, so this is one that I did for Lynn, but we ended up not going with it. This is actually, I was going to change his Heartland coat into like the Mountie uniform and stuff, but she's at least turned in. He's facing there. However, his eyes looking down could communicate that he's not interested as well, or that's all her.
It looks to me like he's trying to look at her chest.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I think that was something she said too, is she was like, is he looking at her chest? And I was like, oh, you know what?
I think he's checking her out.
Probably. Exactly. So this was my Christmas cover. This is an edit I did for Lynn that we ended up going with. And I'll show you. Oh yeah, these are all several different parts. Hang on, I gotta move this thing. Okay. So this is bad photo editing, and I hated how this turned out, but I just could not work around it. The actual screen, let's see if I think this is its own part. I had to go find his arm and attach it from a different photo, and then we couldn't, his hand just looks really weird and wonky, so then we ended up putting but this is not good. But I was bending, like Lynn liked it and it was Lynn's story, and so we went for it. She was happy, and if she's happy and it's her stuff, I'm happy to do it. So again, plenty of stuff.
Sometimes you learn from the wonky stuff.
Oh, absolutely. This was a fun one I also did for Lynn, and this is actually Hickam that I took him off, and we put Lucas's head. And this is just a fantastic screen grab, because what are the chances that you can find Lucas making that face? which is
Yeah,
fun.
and there
So
there you go. That's what everybody wants to know, is how to put the head on somebody else's body.
yes. Okay. So I can start there if that's what you all want to see.
I think they're pretty interested
see-
in that. Oh, I like
Okay.
the ones where, with the different uniforms. That is so cool.
Yeah. So I did this for, I always want to say his name's Ian, but it's actually Owen. Is that right? Sherry?
Yes.
Owen. Okay. So he gave me this uniform, I think. Well, it's actually mannequin. And so I was trying to set it up, and I actually took, let's see if I can restore this. Okay, let me show you. Let me start from the beginning, maybe. Okay, so when you actually go and open up your Bazaart app, there's this pink plus sign at the bottom. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Where I'm at, I'm going to press plus, and it's going to give you the option to either start from scratch. What's going to happen for that is you're just going to get a blank screen, no background, nothing at all. That's fun if you're going to do something like a collage and have multiple different pictures on your screen. And so you don't want to be locked in with just one photo. Now, if I'm just doing like primarily one photo, I might start with the photo, in which case I'll go look at my When Calls the Heart photos, and we can pick something here. Maybe we want to start with this one. You said you want to do okay, so we've got Nathan here. Okay, let me try changing his size. Okay, let me change the size of this. Okay. I'm going to change the size and make him a portrait. And I'll just blow him up a little bit. Okay. Everybody with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So one of my favorite things to do for changing their face, this is my new trick why I wanted to show you on
Amy, do you have the paid version or the free?
I have free.
Okay.
I have free, or at least as far as I know, I have free. Is this the same screen that you're all seeing, or is anyone trying to do it like on a separate thing while I'm doing it? Or are you all just watching?
I'm just watching.
Watching.
Okay, perfect. I was gonna say there's so much to see. It's probably better just to watch it. But okay, so this new remove this little band-aid, basically. That's my new favorite thing to work around. Okay, so let's see. We want just let me hang on. Let me remove, we want to just remove his face, right? Because we're going to put a different Kevin face in here. So I'm just going to remove his face. Now, what's fun about this new software, it just straight up takes it off, and like it backfills with the background. And that to me is amazing, because 6 months ago, you could not do that. And so this is really awesome. Anybody who's messed with photo editing, that's like incredible. I'm not going to put that mustache photo, but let's see. Let's go with, we want this one, maybe. Okay. Now I'm going to hit the magic scissors button, and it does such a nice job just cutting out his face. Okay, there we go. So now I can put him up here, and this head's a little too big. What do you think about that? That looks about right. Okay, now I still have purple shoulders. So what I'm going to do is go over, and I like to use this eraser button.
It won't just send it to the back.
It can. Let's see. If it does, then I will cut it out. I'll show you the workaround for that. Sometimes it depends. Okay, let's see. Now, I think I want, okay, so I still got to cut around his collar, right? This is the other thing I like about this app, is that I can go ahead and, even if I cut too much here, so I'm going to cut. Okay, and now I can actually go back and restore and fill him in wherever I cut too much away, and just keep going back and forth. make sure I have the collar just right. Does that make sense?
Mhm. And it
Okay.
looks kind of tedious, but doable.
Yes, and it can be. And so again, that's where it's like, hey, if I'm doing this late at night because my little Jack is just not sleeping, or he keeps waking up, or he's sick or something like that, and so I'm just up through the night, no one's going to bother me, I might sit and do the tedious stuff. Other
Mhm.
times I might, just like if I'm just throwing a quick mock-up, I might do that. I
Mhm.
might just leave it as is, or whatever. You just kind of have to like gauge your commitment to it, I guess.
Right.
Okay, so that's just like a quick, if I were really to mess with this longer, I would want to try to fix his, sit here and adjust like his saturations off a little bit.
Yeah. So
That's
that
maybe a little
his
bit better, right? Like so that it matches his hands a little bit.
Yeah, so the
Yeah,
skin tones match.
right, exactly. And so I can mess with it more. And really that didn't take me that much longer. And I think, at least in my opinion, that looks a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I can do that. Now, let's say I'll just pretend like this is a story cover. I think some people said they wanted to see titles. Is that right? How to make a title?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, so there's this text button, which is on the bottom left. It's the second button. And I can type whatever, give me some title or Mountie, I don't know, make something up.
And
Mountie Monday.
Mountie Monday, there we go. Okay, now I can click up at fonts and I have all these different choices. Let's see, spicy, that kind of sounds
Spicy.
right. Spicy.
Spicy.
Mountie Monday. Let's see. Strong, that sounds like that might fit too.
I like
Mountie
Harris.
Monday.
That's cool.
Harris,
Mhm.
like that one? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now, so I can do just plain white. The other thing that I like is I can decide I want a different color for it. So I'm going to click on color and see the button all the way to the left. I don't know if you've ever had this button before where it's,
Mhm.
I can actually just make it
Oh, cool.
whatever color, surge red. I can,
Oh,
so
wow.
that's where it's really
That's
nice
cool.
when you're doing stuff that like you want it to match, because sometimes it's like frustrating when it's just a few shades off and it just looks kind of
Mhm.
glaring. So this
Mhm.
is where it's nice that I can pick up whatever color I want and it'll pick it up. So we'll go with that. Now, if I want like a lot of times when I do I'll do a text box behind it because sometimes it's just too busy in the photo to see. This one's actually not too bad, but I always pick a shape. And then let's see, I can go for a boring square, or I got lots of options here.
Oh, those are cool.
Uh,
The swipes. Looks like you're painting.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes I've done a couple of these fun looking banners and stuff too.
Right.
Okay, so you want to see these ones that look like I'm painting like this?
Sure.
Okay, so first of all, that's gonna block it out. So what I'm gonna do is hit position and send this down. And now I probably don't want this in purple. So I'm going to, okay, click yes, that's okay. I'm gonna change my color and we can make it whatever we want. There's Kevin's skin tone. You can do this orange back here. I can do this, or I can just, I'll go with this first. And I can even just do just plain white and make it Mountie Monday like that, or do black or whatever we want. Actually, I kind of like that color back there that we had.
Can you change the opacity then of the background?
Yes. Yes, I can. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to scroll over and it's the opacity button
Mhm.
and I can fade it as much
Yeah,
as I
that
want.
looks better. Mhm.
Like that.
You can see his pants through that way.
Yeah.
Now, if I want, I can even duplicate and make one of these black. And I like to do that a lot of times.
Oh, that's,
And
yeah.
now I can make, I like to have this one behind and make it like that.
Mhm.
Or I can do it the other way if you like the other way better.
I like that
Oop.
way.
That way.
Nathan
Okay.
lost his
Oh,
head.
and we lost Kevin's head.
Oh,
He's had a rough day.
Oh my goodness, where does head go? Okay, I found it. It was back here. Don't worry. Don't worry. Hang on, Kevin. We got ya. Hang on. Oh my goodness. I can't tell you how often. That's why it always pays to have someone else look at your edit, because you like stare at it for so long that you don't even see that it just disappeared with his head, or just some, obviously head's a big thing, but it's funny to send it off to somebody and be like, I thought we were doing this. It's like, oh no, if you have like 20 some layers on your screen.
I have
So
a
this is only a
question.
few layers. Yeah.
So, Allie, one of the girls that's one of our analyzers, she's
Uh-huh.
she's still in school and everything, so she's pretty busy, but I know she makes a lot of collages with Bazaart, and she had told me about Bazaart, and I downloaded it on my phone like a year ago, and I didn't get any of this stuff.
Really?
I couldn't figure out anything. It was like,
That's what I was wondering too, because when you first download it, it's just got these 3 screens. But
So I wonder if I do have a
afford-
paid
Carla,
version.
if you go to the 4th screen, there is an X up in the right-hand corner. And if you hit that, then it takes you to some of this other stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to get into all this editing stuff. It like I could do 1 or 2 little things, and then yeah, it was just like
Was it
that.
like this?
Yeah,
looked
it
like
looked
this?
like that, and I couldn't get into anything else.
Okay.
I don't
All
even
right, so
remember it
this
having the
is
stuff up at the top, but I remember the 3 things. It had 3 things at the bottom, and that was it.
okay.
Couldn't get into
I'm
Yeah,
anything
pretty
that's the
sure if
page
I
I'm
click
on right now.
these screens up at the top, I think it gives me the option to practice the skill. I think so.
Well, I
So
found
if I want to
stuff
practice
on it
removing,
and just removed it from my phone. Right now, my phone is messed up. It won't let me even hardly take pictures and save them. It says I have no space left on my phone.
oh yeah, I
So I
hate
think
that.
either my phone needs reset to factory or I need to get a new phone.
Yeah. Okay, so this main screen, when you open, these are all like ready-made collages basically, or like advertisements or stuff like that you can throw your photos in. So I think this is the create, like the bottom left, like that little square with a heart in it. This is the create page. Where I went was, if you want to go straight into doing a project, you can hit the plus and start from scratch or start with a photo. And I think that's what I did at
think I
the very
remember
beginning.
that, but I don't remember being able to do anything else.
Okay, and then to the right, there's your projects, which might be empty if you haven't done anything yet. But for me, I've done a lot of different projects. So this is where all my saved stuff is. If I'm just gonna go, like I've made all kinds of different fun things, from my daughter's birthday invitation to all these different story covers for people.
I'm sorry to be
And
off
memes
topic,
and stuff
but
like that.
doesn't Kevin
No,
look
no.
really good in that brown?
Well, no, that's a very
Yeah.
important topic for us to be able to get into it.
I mean,
Yeah,
I wish this season they would change over to the brown. He looks really good.
he does. I think
It
he
really
looks good, and
pleases
I
him. I
think
like
Gabe looks
it.
good too.
I
And
think
I
he
need to
looks
mess with
great.
his saturation. Oh yeah, he does.
With his coloring, he's kind of dark. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, yeah, I
They
think it
both look
totally works.
amazing.
Yeah, I think so
Seems
too.
like the heart needs to keep up with the fashion a little more, and if they changed over in 1920 to the brown, like Owen or Ian says they did, then I think the show should too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I kind of got off
No,
topic.
you're okay. Okay,
Kevin looking good. I can't help it.
yeah, I hear you. Okay, so the main thing that I showed in that like meme that I created, or that little advertisement I created for this class, was how to remove Lucas from photos and put Nathan in instead, right? Okay, so this is just the photo, as I can show you. So the way that I made this is the screen that you saw. I made this last night at like 11 o'clock at night in about 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, so this there's a couple different things. There's several different layers here. What I'll start you with is, we'll start with the first photo, because this is where I started. And the first thing I need to do is cathartically remove Lucas. Okay, so we're going to do that by hitting the remove button, and it'll just start to slowly blur him out. And we can all just take a minute here and be thrilled. Okay. Uh-oh, I have a crying baby. So we'll see how quickly I can do this here. Okay. So, we'll leave that there for now. Hit that. Now, the next thing is I actually have to remove Jack and Elizabeth from the photo. So what I'm going to do is do the magic scissors, and I'm going to cut them out, which means I'm going to lose that background. I hate that, but that's how it is. Now I can better see that there's still a black blob where Lucas was, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get my eraser. And I'm going to have to go closer. I'll have to kind of shape around his face and get him. All right, let's see how we're doing. Okay, I'm going to go a little closer still. Go back in. All right. Hey, buddy. Did you see the chickens outside? You were outside. Yeah, that's my little Jack, everybody. Hey, buddy. Okay, so I'm gonna grab Nathan. Where do I have him? Here. Okay, so this is also cathartic because we're gonna remove May. So I'm first gonna cut them all out. Just makes me mad that they gave him a family photo. Come on.
I know. I don't mind
Just-
like that they're giving us options, I guess, so to speak, but I didn't
Yeah.
like the way they posed them in that one either.
I know.
But
Okay,
that
so
one
that's
episode where
now
they were
it's
all
disturbing.
taking pictures, you know, they put them in another family photo. Remember
Come here,
when
buddy. You need help?
Oak Valley days?
Do you need this? Yeah. Okay, buddy. Here you go. Hey, Emery, do you think you can feed him? Like, see if he'll eat sometime? No. See if he'd take a banana, maybe. Okay.
What a banana.
I'm gonna. You want a banana? If you guys want to come over, I'm in Bardwell, Kentucky. We
Okay, I'll
are.
be there shortly.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. For some of you, it might be about 20 hours, and for some,
Where's Bardwell? What part of Kentucky?
yes, he has. We are actually at the confluence of the Ohio and Mississippi rivers coming together at the bottom of Illinois. My husband actually works in Southern Illinois in Cairo, which
Okay,
is
so
the
you're
southernmost tip.
Kinda in the western part of Kentucky.
I'm in southwestern Kentucky. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. About as west as you can go. I mean, I'm 5
I bet
minutes
you're
from
probably-
the Ohio River.
Do you know where Glasgow is?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's family's from Glasgow, Kentucky.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we used to drive down there occasionally. I haven't been down for a while. I need to go down
Oh,
to 10
good.
graves. We haven't visited graves down there for a while. So how far are you from Glasgow?
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I know that I've heard it. We just moved here in May of last year, so we've been here almost a year. I know that I've heard it several times. I'm
Yeah,
close to
it takes us
Paducah is where I'm at. I'm a half hour from Paducah.
Oh, it takes us about 3 hours to get down to Glasgow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So what?
All right. Back to I am trying to get I'm going to put Jack up because again, for storytelling purposes, I really don't want Nathan to be overshadowing him. Now, the thing that I don't like off the cuff is I don't like how Jack's hand looks. So if I
Yeah.
had a lot of time, I would go around and like really blow up. Like you can see his hand just did not edit well. And so I would go all the way around and try to get, what I'd probably do is go find a different photo of Jack's hand and I would stick it on there instead. Cause like it's just pixelated and I don't think there's much I can do to solve it here. But for now, since since Marion says I'm about out of time here, I'm just gonna get these two ready. This is kind of how I made this one before. So we're gonna ignore the wonky hand. And then I want to have the background again. Excuse me. So I'm gonna have to go back to my photos and reload this photo again. This time I'm going to cut out remove everybody here. Okay, look at that.
Wow.
That to me is absolutely amazing. So that's
Yeah.
exactly what I want. And I'm going to put this here. And now I'm going to hit position and put them back down. And now I've got the Grant family the way it should be.
Yay.
Now I can mess with, if I have a bunch more time still, then I would mess with their saturation a little bit because they're off.
Yeah.
And
think-
let's see.
Nathan needs to be a little bit taller.
Yes, he does. Yeah. So let me see if I can see some of the, I don't want to make him
Then he
and
gets
Allie
his face
super.
gets too big.
Yeah, his face gets too big for them. So that's probably about the best I could do for here. Some of
Yeah,
the hard thing is that photo was taken further away, you know,
Yeah.
so I would have to either go find a different photo that had his suit and like then put his face on it. And sometimes that gets tricky. But again, like I said, when you're looking at each detail, and what makes photo editing really good is looking at each detail, but it takes time. So I kind of have a sliding scale of like, how much time do I have versus how good should it look? How important is it that it looks exactly the way that I want? And that's kind of how I have to make peace with it. Otherwise, I
Amy,
would
how would
probably
it-
never put anything out.
how would it have worked if you moved Nathan and Allie to the left and you flipped Elizabeth and Jack?
Flip them? Yeah, I can flip them.
Yeah, so that they're kind of more facing toward each other.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Their flip is under transform. Flip. Okay. I actually have noticed, I feel like, I don't know if it's because I know like where Nathan's head or like where his hair falls, like it looks so wrong when I flip him the other way, but it seems like I'm
Oh.
more okay with flipping Elizabeth. And
Uh-huh.
I'm not quite sure why. I don't know if it's just that she doesn't have as many like distinct features maybe, like where it just, but when here, I'll show you what, maybe this one won't be too bad. See, like what in the world? Why is he a different man all of a
smiles,
sudden?
he has a side smile, so then his smile
Oh, that's what it
His
is.
smile's wrong. Do you see that?
Yeah.
But Allie's
hadn't thought
okay
about
if
that.
you watch her. She's
but she
okay
smiles
going either way.
equally on one side and
Yeah.
the other are equal.
Yep. That lopsided grin looks totally different. So
I
that's
know,
the
it
evil
looks-
twin.
He's got kind of an Elvis thing. He does
Yeah,
that with his
Yeah,
lips.
isn't that funny?
Kind of like a smirk.
He
It
does
comes out
that
These
on
are
the cover
things-
photo.
These are things I would never notice if I wasn't messing with the editing.
Yeah.
Actually, I think little
Right.
Jack looks good like that, other than, you know, I have no real way to cut him in and I don't want to cover Allie.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you could do, although now Elizabeth's way too small. So, I mean, it's all playing around and trying to figure
Right.
out. In general, it's best to try to do the least amount of edits.
Right.
Will make it look more realistic, but sometimes you have to. Let me go to a different one that I know I've had to mess with quite a bit. I think my, okay, so this Valentine's Day mistake, I kept almost all of this the same. Like I had to remove Fiona's face and I had to line her buttons up, like to get it right. Let's see. And I think for the most part, people don't realize that that's a transposed face. And then of
Yeah.
course his is obvious right
Mhm.
over Hickam. And actually I had, because it bothered me, let's see, this one's okay.
Where did you find that
his-
picture of Lucas with him making the perfect face for that?
Oh, I looked up Google Images and I searched and it just was providential that I came across it. And I was like,
Don't
yes.
you love it when that
So
happens?
yes, I had I do a lot of my searching on Google Images. And so it was a screen grab that someone who didn't like Lucas, bless them, had
Yeah.
taken a screen grab of like an interview. And he's obviously talking, I guess.
Oh,
And so, well, let me see if I can find the photo. I think I
that's
have.
amazing. I love that. The one
Oh,
that's
it turned
kind of our
out so
thing, I love
well.
that edit. That
Oh,
one
good.
picture you're paying
Thanks.
attention.
Let's see. I think it's over here. This is the actual screen grab that I saw. And I was like, oh my goodness,
Oh, that's
I can
perfect, ain't it?
use that. Isn't that great? And
You're
so
gonna have
that's
to
what
send that
I
to me
cut
and
it
I'll
from.
upload it for people.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. that's just what I do. I just go and find stuff and I save them. So some of these are from IMDb. Some of
Right.
them are, you know,
Yeah,
ones
Google
Carla,
Images-
you did that huge,
Google
you did that
Images
huge
is
like share.
awesome.
Oh, I do want to show you one other thing with the photo editing that's brand new on Bazaart that I'm super grateful for. And if you have a low quality photo, I don't know if you can see that this is really blurry.
Mhm.
Sometimes that's all you can get because you just have a small thumbnail that you're trying to work with. So this button, enhance, this like magic button really is magic. And it will typically sharpen it. It might mess with the saturation a little bit. So you might have to, you know, bump it back after the AI is done. But I have loved this tool. It's brand new. I think they just rolled it out a few weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
And it's made a
Look at
big
the
difference. Isn't that great? Because
That's
Carla, you
amazing.
know, if you're looking for pictures, sometimes that's all you have. And so it's
Right.
really nice because it cleans it up well. Now, of course, it
Yeah,
made it a
that's
lot
amazing.
brighter than what it was, but that's where this is my allegiance to Bazaart, is it's just so nice. Is there anything else that you all want me to show you while I have a content little dude?
Mm,
Anything else that you would like to see that I didn't show you?
How does the scissors work?
Scissors. Okay. The magic scissors.
Mm-hmm.
If I press this, it's probably just going to give me Allie, maybe this little boy behind. Let's see, I'll press the scissors. I love this button because it cuts and it takes all that work where we used to have to like have the eraser and go super close. Okay, so yeah, it gave me exactly that.
Oh, so
So
then you could just erase him.
now I can just erase him. So I'm going to go over and I can either, well, I don't need to remove him that way. I'm going to hit the eraser and this will be my cleanest way. This is how we used to have to do it all the time, was you'd sit here and you'd erase each little thing and you'd go over and sit here and just erase. And so now I have a nice clean picture of Allie. If I want her, I guess, let me see. I think,
yeah, there's a little bit of the other kid that was behind her.
yeah, I was gonna say, I think,
I guess you just make your thing smaller and get in there,
yeah,
your tool.
yep. I can make my tool smaller. I can, restore. This is nice. She's back. Okay. I was going to have you all get a chance to shave Nathan because that's one of my here. I'll put him in here.
Oh, yeah,
I
I
just
want to see you shaving. Yeah.
I just can't. Well, this is the bad thing. Sherry was with me when I shaved him. So we'll put him in here too. And unfortunately, I turned him into Voldemort, which was really unfortunate. So let me see if I can. Okay, I tried this remove button because you want to keep his skin tone, right? So first I erased his lips accidentally. So that looks great, right?
Yeah,
pretty good.
I don't mind.
That looks awesome.
I know.
Yes.
It's the soul patch that's
off-putting. Yeah. I'm going to show you where it gets sad. So just hang with me and we can all. Okay. Come on, Kevin. Come on, Kevin. Oh boy. Ugh. Now we're in it. Ugh. Ugh. It leaves this funky, gross shadow. Oh my goodness. Why they did this to Kevin was just a kick in the gut. My goodness.
I actually think Kevin was kind of like.
I started saying I think he had something to do with it.
You think so? Ugh. Don't tell me that. I like to think they made him grow his. See, look at what's happening here. This is not good. Oh my. So what this tool does is it actually blurs the background, and so it's like arguing with me that there's supposed to be dark here.
So could you pick up his skin color from somewhere else and color it over it?
I think so. Yes, but the hard thing with skin color is unless you're going to go at a very small pixelation, it's going to look.
Now part of his nose is gone.
Yes, I could show you Voldemort. Oh my, that's sad. So for some reason, it actually looks better. Like it finally got rid of his mustache stuff going on, but yeah, I don't know. So that tool unfortunately is not working, but I thought it'd be fun to be able to just shave him, but I can at least get the soul patch real easy off. So I can color on the photo. And let's see, I can do that by not blending. Where's my paint? Where did I put that? I think it might be an adjust. Nope. Warmth. See, I've used this for years and I still have to look for stuff sometimes. Oh, draw. Here it is. Over in the draw.
What's air
Okay,
art?
so AI art is, let me see. Ooh, hang on. Let's try this one. Okay. Got it. And let's paint. See, that's not quite. Let's try different. Ooh, yeah, I'm with you, Marin. See, like it's obviously paint, and it doesn't like you'd have to like go at a
That looks like a
pixel
better
level.
cover stick job.
Yeah, look at that. That's so obviously that's like super quick. You could do it where it would look best is if you were just going to have him in the background and oops. Yeah. Okay, so see, I can even remove it off there. But if you had to use this, and the smaller you make it, the better it'll, like the more forgiving it'll be. You know, that you could maybe get away with it. Like I would make it even smaller than that and just see what you could get away with making it. Like that looks absolutely terrible, just so you all know. But if you needed to, you could. It would probably take you a long time. I would, unless I was just absolutely in love with the photo, I would just go grab a different picture of Kevin and clip his head and put it on that one. I think you'd be able to do it much faster, unless you just want the therapy of shaving him, in which case, by all means.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So what did you say AI art is?
Oh, AI art. I haven't really used this much. I think you can use it to change.
What
Wonder
about
if that's a
clothes?
page.
Like if
Oh, you're
you
kind of,
have a picture of Elizabeth and maybe you want to change like her dress. Can you do that? Or I think
yeah, I can do that. Well, one of the things I did, I think for, oh no, I guess that was Rosemary's dress. Let's see who I have. Let's see. Do I want to change? How do I change? Oh, I know for sure I had to change on this. Okay, so this is not one I'm proud of. Let's see, where's my edit from? Oh, it's actually on an iPad. I can't show it to you. But my little girl edit, I had to change Allie to make Allie look grown up. So I had to go into her IMDb and find the oldest looking photo of her and then put her head on a wedding dress. And so let me see.
Oh, I've not seen that. Do you have that to show us?
I have it on the iPad. I don't know
Okay.
where my iPad is at the moment. My
Oh,
kids hauled that off.
You can always
So
send it to me later.
I can
and
put the
upload it.
photo underneath, like on wherever you post this link. I'll just put the photo under there so you can see my pad editing on
Okay.
that. And the thing that I hate about it from a storytelling perspective is she's got this, it's her grown up look. Like, so she's trying to do this serious headshot, and it's a beautiful headshot, but she also looks like she's irritated to be there with Nathan. And I've hated that about it, but I also needed her to be 7 years older for my story and to look like a bride. And most of her photos and stuff, she looks pretty young to be getting married because she's like 12 in the series. So of course it is just kind of disturbing. So, okay.
Well, you can only do what you can do.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say if I want to, I think I have a dress. Yeah. I can't help you right now. Go ask Emery if she can go help you. Okay. Okay, go ask Emery if she can help you. Help you. Okay. Let's see. Hope don't stop broadcasting. Where did I just go? No, I don't know what I just did. There we go. Okay. What do I have for photos here? I guess I could do a quick Google search maybe. What do we want?
Yeah.
1920s
Mhm.
Zoom. Okay, so let's see. 1920s dresses,
Mhm.
wedding dresses. And this is honestly how I do a lot of stuff is I just
Right,
go
me
look
too. I
on
do
Google
too.
Images. I don't know if you've ever done this.
Oh,
So I'm using DuckDuckGo and then I hit the image button and then we can find one that we like.
yeah. They're all
What's
beautiful.
Elizabeth like? Oh, they are all beautiful.
I put that
Um,
picture of Allie that you don't like for your story. It's in the chat if somebody wants to go look afterwards.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Investigate the actions.
Okay, let's just go with this. This is
Oh,
maybe
that'll
something I
work.
could see
Oh,
Elizabeth wear,
beautiful
right?
Greek goddess, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna screenshot that. And now let's see if I get it for my, okay. Start a new one, start from scratch. Okay, so we'll show you this one from scratch. Go ask Emery if she can help you, okay?
To investigate.
Okay, I'm gonna mess with the background. I'm just gonna go with a white background for now. This is nice with the background features. There's all kinds of different options. I can do a spring wedding, which is what I'll do for But Now I See, spoiler.
Um,
Okay, I'm gonna add that picture. Magic cut it out.
um,
Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna sadly have to remove this poor bride's head.
Yeah.
Or can you just put Allie's over it?
I might be able to, yeah. Yeah, I probably can.
investigate.
See, where is Allie? Right here.
Also.
I like
Oh
how
yeah,
that
she's
girl has
actually
her hair
even,
fit.
I do too. It's really cute.
Oh,
We
can
maybe
you change
even-
the color of her hair?
Also.
I might be able to. Let's see, so I need this to be enhanced first because I only enhanced the other one.
Actions,
Okay, now we're
Okay.
good. Done. And I'm going to
the
magic cut her out.
slide,
And then I can erase this other kid. He is not the groom. Poor kid. This is 15 minutes of fame and I'm taking it from
And
him.
there's also a part of the guy behind her.
Okay,
Also.
so I am, you know what, actually, I'm gonna use the scissors. Scissors is nice because I can cut exactly what I want from it. My goodness, she doesn't even look like Allie there. She looks so grown up. Okay,
The
now I'm gonna erase. So I'm gonna go in here and here's the old school way to do it where we just
to determine.
go around. I think I cut too much of her hair, so I'm gonna hit the paint brush, brush that hair back on, and cut. Okay, got more to erase, it looks like. And you just go back and forth and play with this until it's the way that you want it. Let's see, I think this is not. Okay. I think I got to remove this lady's face. I'm sorry about that. Sorry, lady, you're very cute. Okay, I'm gonna leave a little bit of her neck just in case it's helpful to me here.
Um,
All right, so her neck should be, no, that's too big of a head. Is that looking better? Still too big?
Oh, yeah.
About like that?
Mhm.
Okay, now let me see if I can
I
restore
like
any
this
of
too
her.
because when you're trying to move something, it's not like an increment.
Yes.
It actually moves it where you're wanting to put it.
So that's where I really like doing it on like a touch screen, like my iPhone or my iPad. I think it would be a lot harder to do this if you're using a mouse. Now, obviously you can, because all of the old software, like Photoshop and stuff like that, that was all for PC. But it's just so nice to be able to use your finger and be able to put stuff exactly where you want it. So there's that. And then if I want to mess with the background, I can do spring. I can do, switch to whatever I want. A lot of times for like when calls the heart stuff, I tend to use a lot of like the forest down here. Here we go. Here's forest, a forest backdrop. One somewhere over here or here. She was in the woods,
Oh,
depending
that's
on where you
pretty.
have your wedding, just
Oh, I like that one.
obviously I have her floating. So, depending on what you're wanting,
Yeah, that
where
one looks
you're
dark.
wanting her to be.
I like the ones with
Yeah.
the light peeking through. There's a fall wedding.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So,
Oh,
I mean,
there's
you
some
can,
good tips.
Well, that's cool.
Now, could you see how her hair, because she had her hair pulled back kind of in a pony. Can you
yes.
reshape her hair a little bit to make it look more?
Yeah, I could.
Amy, can't you let me ask you this, can you not, is there any way you just can cut her outline or maybe even her features and then maybe put it on somebody else's head, if they had a hairstyle you wanted, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, like where I
That
just
might
cut
be
her
an
face
easier
out.
thing, I can probably upload
Yes.
because I have
Yeah. It would look more natural to have an actual photo of hair and then just put her face under the hair. Now
So
there's
could
a
you have done that
thing.
with this one on the lady? Well, her hair's the wrong color.
Her hair's the wrong color, and that's the thing. And I'm not sure I could easily repixelate her hair. I could, it would just probably take hours to do. So if I needed to, I could, but again, usually easier just to go grab. Now there's a thing, I don't know how much you've heard of deep fake or any of those, where they talk about video editing or photo editing. This is something that's pretty well known psychologically, where if you have something that's kind of close, but it's off just enough, it's repulsive, right? It looks wrong. I know, I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Passion of the Christ. Has anyone seen that? I know that's
Long time
what,
ago.
12, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
The way that they did Satan in that movie was they used psychologically knowing that it's repulsive to us that things move unnaturally, like the horror industry does this, or where they made it to where Satan never blinked the entire time in all the interactions. And so they digitally removed all of that and made it to where the actor or actress didn't do any of those things. And so it makes our skin crawl when we see it. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because when you do your photo editing, there are certain things where you just can't quite get why, it's off just enough where it's ugh, that looks bad. But you can't explain why. So it's incredibly frustrating to work around unless you want to use it to your advantage and you're trying to use a picture where you want it to look what is yes, exactly. So if you want to take a Lucas photo and mess it up just enough, you can make it to where it just really makes your skin crawl. But the frustrating thing, that was some of my joke to Sherry and Carla, was well, hey, if you're going to start doing photo editing, start with Lucas for most of us, since we're we don't really care if it looks, if it looks off, it's fine. But it's when it's a picture of Nathan, man, I want it to look just right or just whatever, it's much. much harder to try to get those things. So my advice is to try to have smaller photos when you're learning, or like a large photo for like the pixelation, rather than take a blurry photo. But it's more forgiving to have the mistakes look further away in the photo than if you try to have a really large, well, you saw how it looked with the mustache, like trying to, if I'm going to be painting, it's going to be much more forgiving further away. And I even did a terrible job on that. Like if I would have spent a lot more time, I could have, but I'm working on borrowed time. So I didn't know how much time I had, and I wanted to make sure I covered all the things that you want. But
I had a question.
when in doubt, make your photo smaller. Yeah.
This is, I'm sorry, kind of changing the subject, but now you don't have your screen up, but I like to cut a picture in the shape of a heart, or, you know,
yeah.
like if you want Kevin in a heart. I know
Okay.
There's a lot of programs that do it, but finding them.
Can you see it now, or did I stop screen?
Yeah,
Where did I
you'll have to
stop?
share your screen again, I think.
Okay, it's probably because I quit touching my screen. Okay, sorry.
That's
All right,
okay.
let me start it again. I'm just sitting here enjoying the chat with you all.
Oh,
Not
we're
even.
enjoying it too.
Oh, good.
And at least Mary's got lucky because she's got all those pictures of Mitch, and all you gotta do is like put Amy in there instead of Lou.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so we said, what did you say you wanted to do? Oh, put them in a heart. This was actually when I was
or a
looking at like
circle,
putting in a
or
heart.
rectangle, or any shape.
Uh-huh.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that'd be a
I
good one.
seen it over here when you had the other screen up. It had scissors and then it had a heart. So
Yes. Okay.
I know you can cut
Scissors.
shapes.
Let me see.
If somebody told me, I don't know if it was Allie or somebody else, you can cut shapes. With the
Yes,
heart.
shape. Okay. I don't know if it's going to work on this one because I already have them cut out. Yeah,
Later.
let me pick a different photo of these two. Unless it'll let
Going
me
to
do
the
it
right
like,
there.
no, it won't. Okay. This one, I can probably do
Yeah.
this. Let's see. Although this is actually two different pieces.
Oh, is
So
it?
I'm not sure if it's going to let me do it or not. I know. See, I'm glad that you thought it was a
That's
real
my
photo.
birthday
That
present.
makes,
I did. think
that
it was real.
makes me happy.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. Okay, so cut in a shape. Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's gonna go back. Let me start a new one. Okay, so we're gonna start with a photo. And then let's do this one, right? Because I already have this. And now maybe I can do their shape like a heart. And oh, that's the wrong size, but I could do it like that. Or I
Right.
can do it like,
What if
yeah,
you just
okay, let
wanted
me
to
try
put
it.
him in the heart? Could you make the heart smaller then?
Yes, I could. Yep.
Okay.
Don't tell their family, but yes, I could.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Yeah, there we go.
No, there you go. Nice and easy, you know? And so I can
Yeah.
have just him, and then I can mess with the background if I want,
Right.
and
Okay.
you know, do whatever
But what
there.
other
Anything
shapes-
else you want to see?
Yeah, can you bring that back up again and show us what other shapes they have? Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's neat when you're making a collage to have them, like, it makes a focal point, you know, when you have them in a
Mhm.
shape. I see
Yes.
star,
Yeah,
like a
you could put him in a
star.
snowman.
Yeah, there you go.
In a star. You're
Teardrop,
the
a rainbow,
diamond,
a
Put
diamond.
his face in the
our
bottom there.
Easter.
Yeah, and like the oval makes
We
it
can
look kinda
X
like
Lucas.
O-time.
We can do stuff like that.
Yeah, okay, I like that.
Now we can have her thinking of him,
Right,
you know,
yeah,
thinking of the Grant family.
yeah.
Put him in the clouds, put Jack in the clouds, you know,
Yeah.
Jack Senior.
Oh, yeah, that would be
Um,
cool for a
you
fan
know,
fiction.
Lucas can be crying, you know, things like that.
Yeah,
Down with Lucas, you know, we
Yeah.
can do all kinds of stuff. Lucas
okay,
in a box, Lucas looking up. I mean, all kinds of options.
okay. Well, that was, I
Yeah, they're
think,
fun.
does anybody else have a question?
Oh, nice. I can
Oh.
just straight blur him out. That's fun. I haven't actually looked at all these ones. Got different, put him in
Oh,
a
those are
flower.
cool. There's a bird.
Yeah.
There was a different kind of heart.
Oh, nice. Cockroach Lucas.
Yeah,
What
there
are we
you
talking
go.
about?
Different kind of heart, you say?
Yeah, there was one that go back to the left just a little bit. Well, right there.
Oh, like a floral heart?
Oh, yeah.
That's fun.
Check clearly.
Yeah, that is fun. A butterfly.
Okay,
To check.
dear, oh, okay, never mind, maybe I don't have that.
Oh yeah, butterfly for him and Kayla.
Yeah, exactly. That's sweet.
the-
This is creepy. Don't know why that's there. Fish. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, have it like,
Um,
too bad we can't have like the shape of like the outline of like Chris and then have Nathan on his side. Like
Exactly.
like Nathan Elizabeth like edit, you know what
Oh,
I
I
mean?
like that.
Instead of
I like
having to
that.
be
Grant
like
family.
all those
Yeah, with the
times when it
letters.
was, you know,
Splash.
Mhm.
it'd be hilarious. I'll have it be-
This is like crime. Crazy. Oops.
Oh,
That's
there's
not
so
gonna let me
many
do that.
different
That's
ones.
fine. Oh yeah. See, you can spend hours and hours and hours on Bazaart. So, you know, you can put Jack in the clouds. You can put, you know, and fade him out. So if I wanted, let's say that this was a picture of Jack and I wanted to have him off in the corner. I don't think I have any photos downloaded to Jack right now. I should have done that. But if I would have known that this was here, I would have done that. So I'm always learning stuff and they're always adding things to this app. Like I said, I've used this app for about 8 years now.
Can you make the
And
clouds
always
not black?
um,
can I make stuff that's not black?
Yeah, see how the cloud looks black? Is that what that's doing right now?
I think it's turning it into like a cloud. I don't know why it's going
Okay.
so slow though. Maybe I picked something really hard. I don't know.
Oh,
But what I could do is if it was a picture of Jack, I could fade the photo out so that it looks like the gradient is like lighter. So it kind of looks like a dream sequence almost. And I could have him up in the cloud looking down, you know, like depending on what I wanted for my whatever my story I'm telling in my photo, whether it's a story edit or like a story cover, or you know, something else. Oh, one thing I did want to mention was if you are making a story cover, what fanfic prefers 600 by 800 is the
What is
the
it?
parameters that look best in it. 600 by 800.
Okay.
It might be 800 by 600, but I think it's 600 by 800. And if I'm wrong, then I'll put it.
Do you guys know, like, you know, with fan fiction, like, you know, I have all my book covers. How do you know, like, and that's actually a good point. How do you know, like the size and what works like for like thumbnails versus if you wanted to put like a regular page? Does that make sense what I'm asking?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I had trouble with that when I was trying to do it on.
So I want to be
fanfiction.
able to upload my book covers on my different stories on my fan fiction, but I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know how, like, they never come out right.
Well, when I looked in fan fiction at the image manager, it said the preferred photos are 600 by 800. And I'll, if I,
100 by
maybe when I get
800?
off here, I'll go into the fan fiction. I think it's 600 by 800.
Okay, so there would be.
I'll pull it off the fan fiction site and I'll show you where to
Actually,
do
let
it
me go
so
see
you can
if I can
upload
do
your
that
stuff
now
there.
while you're doing that. Let me go look and see.
I got kicked off. I think Bazaart just decided that was too much.
yeah, I saw that.
Let's see.
Let me see if I can get it up. I don't think my screen sharing right now. I'll see whether or
you're
not
not. You're not.
Bazaart will let me. I
Yeah,
think it's been doing too
anytime-
much in
remember,
it that it was
anytime you do
given up.
something, you have to block stop one and then to go into a new screen share.
It's usually right up at the top when it's
Let's see.
okay.
Oh, here we go. Hmm.
So that picture of Lucas we were talking about a minute ago,
Uh-huh.
Amy, can you send that to me, or can
Yeah.
you send it in our chat here or something?
Yeah, okay, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so best
Do you
image
want-
is 600 by 800 or larger with a three-quarter aspect ratio.
Yep.
Okay.
So when you, okay, let me see if I can, let me share screen again and I'll show you how to adjust your photos in here. You guys probably want to see that
Okay.
while I still have
Yeah.
you.
Very good.
Okay. I don't want to bore you with stuff. So if you feel like, and I don't want to overload you, but I know you can go back and,
Oh, I
you
know
know,
people have been waiting a long time to hear about Bazaart, and as one of them, they were really waiting a long time, so I think they'll let
oh,
you
good.
know. Yeah, if somebody needs to leave, they usually speak up, so.
Okay.
And Amy,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
said, so you like Bazaart more than Canva.
Oh yeah, I've used Canva. Really, I like Canva for maybe making a poster or something like where it's just not really graphic heavy. It's more like if I'm just doing word art for like creating like an invitation or something. But it's really not my favorite for photo editing. Every time I go to photo edit, I always come back to Bazaart. Because
I've
it's
never
just so
been able
easy.
to understand it either.
Okay, with Canva.
Yes.
Yeah,
Canva.
I was messing with it some just to prepare for this. And the more that I was doing that, I thought, you know what? It would take hours and hours and hours. And I think most people are just looking to do a random edit. And I'm happy to come back
Yes.
and do a further, if people want to go deeper in something. But
Yeah, we can always
you
do
know.
a part two if, I'll probably do a poll. Is probably what Melissa and I will do, is do a poll and see, like, because we're gonna wrap up this collage editing class.
Yep.
And see, and move on to something else, but we want to see what people, before we end it, like what else they want to talk about before we do end it. So we're going to have a couple more
Perfect.
classes, 2 or 3 more classes, and then we'll probably wrap up collage making. So
Perfect.
yeah, probably see what people want to visit before we.
Carla, thanks for having these. They've
Okay.
been really helpful.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, good. What picture of Lucas did you want?
The one with him making a face. That goofy
Oh,
face
yeah.
when he got his
Okay.
haircut.
That's in my album. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
You want me to
can
send you that?
it to me later if you want, but I just want to put it up on
Okay.
our website so people can use it.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else people wanted to see?
I'm not sure. I think that's all. I know I wanted to see the shapes, that's for sure. And
Okay.
I want to see the cutting out different parts and Frankenstein's monster there. You're not taking somebody.
Yeah.
Might show
Body
us, I don't
parts.
think you've shown us yet how you cut out just the face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the dresses. Yeah, and the dresses. And
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Okay, good.
So I'll
Okay,
just
here's
leave
down
it.
with Lucas.
Leave the floor now to anybody else who has any questions. Go ahead and ask Amy.
Yeah. Here. X, no Lucas. There we go.
Yeah,
Hi, mister. Hi.
but
I
she's
know I
doing that
had,
one thing I was gonna
Amy, do you know how to make memes and things like that? I know people will
Yes.
ask me about
would do the
memes.
same, probably do the same thing and then just include that little text box and stuff.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah.
So
That's basically
maybe
how
we
you
can
make
do a class
memes.
on memes. I'll see if anybody's
Sure.
interested.
Yep, that sounds good.
Well, you basically can just save your picture as a JPEG.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do. That's what I do with mine anyway, is JPEG.
Yeah, me too.
Mhm.
But yeah, because I saw a little bit ago, they had like a little voice thing that you could actually put like your little, if you want to make a little thing. So it'd be just exactly like if you were going to design a collage or a cover, you would just kind
Yes.
of make like a snarky comment on there and,
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
Yeah.
basically.
when you did
Okay.
that one
And
edit,
gifts.
Carla.
People were asking about gifts too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't make all those.
I did
I
talk
learned
to
at one
somebody,
point.
and
But
there's a gift maker, and they told me to download.
Maybe we need to do just a class on that.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. And I know, like, one of the, like, Capwing that we've visited a couple of times, like, they pretty much have everything under the sun that you want to do. And I know
Right.
they have a gift maker and
Who
Meme
does?
Maker and all that stuff, and so does Pizzap. So, yeah, a lot of the
Mhm.
ones we've already talked about, if you just go back and dig a little, they, you can do those other things too as well.
Now I know a girl on Twitter who does a lot of our gifts and stuff.
Are you talking about
Like
Niner
for
Girl?
the Twitterverse.
Okay.
Niner Girl, is that? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was in Surge. I was actually thinking her. I was
Yeah,
actually
she's
thinking
kind of
about
the pro.
Well, we should get her
I'll
on
see
then
if I can
sometime.
reach out to her and, see if we can get,
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah,
either
she's
that or
all
I-
Team Nathan, that's for sure.
Cause
Is she the
I,
one that's overseas?
no, that's Mary.
I don't think
Okay.
so. I think is she in Kansas or she's something?
No, I think she's over in California, but
Oh, okay.
I had actually started the process because they had me download. I just haven't had a chance to get back with them to learn. Cause there's a few I want to make that, and then I actually too wanted to kind of like come up with, like, even with my kids and my grandkids photos and kind of make my own gifts. So when my kids like just play, like, like have all these gifts with them on it. And so when they respond, I can just like respond with one of them and be like snarky comments. So I thought
That's fun.
cute to see, yeah. So, but the gifts would be really easy to do. Like I said, it'd be like making your book covers. And that was one thing I
Right.
wanted to, like, while she's kind of working there, is when, like, because Carla's made a lot of my book covers. I've had Donna make a couple. The thing too, when you're looking at making your book covers, is like you want to kind of encompass like what your story is, and
Right.
like think about, okay, what's going to draw the reader to the story, but what is like what also encompasses the main important things that you want people to take out of, that you want them to know, like your story, that's going to draw their attention to that story. Like Mary
Right.
uses that horse that she uses for her story. That is such an eye-catching thing. Like, I mean, he's beautiful. So when you're looking at that, you want to really think about what can I do to really get the focus, so that when they can even look at a glance and say, oh, and am I going to give the wrong impression, like we saw with that season 10 poster? Am I sending out the right message and things like that? Because like I can look at pictures sometimes of a landscape and all of a sudden it generates a story in my mind, and so people, and especially if you have a really eye-catching, cover, that can make a difference, people wanting to read your story because they're like, oh, I like that. And then they start like, because it's going to grab their attention, especially if you have a list of like a whole bunch of different stories. What's going to make your story stand out? What's going to, like, the reader can look at a moment like, oh, okay, I know this is this or this is that. So that's kind of so it's like Amy said, you really want to, like, you're telling a story even with a picture. So,
And it doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes simple is great.
Yeah.
Just a few, it doesn't have to be a crazy amount of photos. And if you're just getting started, I would just start with a few and, or just do something fun. I wouldn't make it something that's like high pressure to have to perform. I'd play around with it, see what you could make that's fun. And if
like
it's not fun, close the app.
like I did Seasons of Change. I was like trying to figure out how would I do that? And then that's when Carl and we came up with the idea of using the church in the 4 different seasons, and then just throwing Nathan and Elizabeth in the middle of it,
Right.
So it's like, okay, there you go. But so
Okay.
it,
So
it,
Mary
you know,
wanted to know, Amy, before you leave, she had a couple of things, how to cut just the face and to size a picture for what's FF for
Fan
Facebook
fiction.
fan fiction. Okay.
How to size a
You have
face
time
for
to hit
fan
on
fiction?
those?
No, picture. The 600 to
yeah, like
800.
there's the 600, 800.
Oh yeah. Good.
That would not be saved. You save it as, and then, or we probably
Yes.
go into regular photo edit.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
can you,
let me show you. I'll put my screen back on.
yeah, I think she wants to know how to cut just the face instead of just the entire head too
Sure.
on that other.
Just the face. Okay, so it'll be the same thing. All right, let me see. Share my screen. Come on. There we go. Okay, go back in. Come on, start. There we go. Okay. So just cut the face. Let's do, are you okay? I'll use this one. Well, I want a full face.
Well, the hat might get in the way.
Yeah, let me do just a face here. Okay. So actually I can erase this part. And you know what? Let me start a whole new album, photos. Let's do just this one.
I love that.
Mhm.
I love this one too. I know. Okay, so you want just his face?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do, I'm gonna go over and actually first I'm gonna hit the magic scissors because I want to get all the background around. That'll help me a little bit first so that I don't have any of
Where
that.
to position
Then
that thing that goes around and around. Why was it kind of
What's
just
that?
on his chin and not in the middle of his face?
I think it just goes to the center of the screen and that's it. Just so
Oh, okay.
happened that's where I had the photo at the time. I think it always shows up in the middle no matter where you're cutting.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's just like the app just does it. I don't think it matters.
Oh, I see.
Good question though. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here to scissors. And we just want his face. You want his chin still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No hair?
Right.
Okay. Nope, that might be too close to his eyes. Let me try the auto. See what I can get. Okay. And what do we want to add it on something? You want to add him to a different photo? Is that the
Yeah.
goal? Wait, where'd you go? Hang on, I gotta recut that anyway. Okay. This is not my favorite way to do it because it's hard to get the lines just right because this will make a harsh cut.
Oh, okay.
So I've got this. Okay, got him there. Now I'm gonna add, oh, that's my problem. Okay, I gotta do plus. Then I'm gonna add another photo. Maybe put him on this maybe. Hey, buddy.
Okay.
You're smiling instead of
Okay.
looking harsh.
Yeah. And I'm gonna cut him out there.
Yeah.
You've got my ear, mister. Do you have my ear?
Meredith Reed.
You have an ear too? Okay.
Now his skin's gonna be the wrong color.
Yes. See, that's where the trick is. Okay, so I need this to go up. Are you listening to the ladies too? Here, let me actually. Are you talking to them? Because I think that's the one that's still working. Here. No, it's not Grandpa on the phone. I'm sorry.
But that gives you the
Okay.
general idea how it's done, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And then you can
yes.
turn it a little bit or whatever.
I mean, you
Yep.
can
You'll have to
always
turn it
choose
so
the
that it
picture
matches
that-
his.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna want to mess with the saturation. You know, oh yeah, because he's kind of orangey here. So let's see.
Mhm.
The warmth, I'll need to bring the warmth. Whoop, I got the wrong. Well, no wonder it wasn't adjusting it. Okay. Bring his warmth down. Okay. And his face is too big for his head now.
I
Yeah,
get the general idea. Yeah. So
Yeah.
That looks better.
Yeah. So it'll take some time to get it. But if you had a really good, like, you know, where he's making a face or he's whatever, and you wanted to face swap, you can do it. It's just, and then I think I can actually go ahead and like soften out
the lines.
the lines a little bit. Are you talking to the ladies? Are you talking to the ladies? Tell them hi. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
They hear you. They hear you. It's not Grandpa.
Do you have red chickens? Do you have red chicks?
Oh,
Yellow
yeah.
chicks?
we got yellow chicks and a couple black chicks and
Oh,
Easter
black
eggers.
chicks.
So we're excited about that. We're gonna have some green eggs.
Oh, yum.
Yum, yeah.
They're pretty. I like
Yeah,
green
they
eggs.
are. Okay. All
No,
right.
that's pretty good.
His ear's all messed up, so you would have to
Yeah.
mess around with it. But yeah, that's basically how you do it. And then you'd sit here. So that's like the fast part of it. The hard part is getting it all to line up exactly right, and
Right,
get
getting
its
the right
hairline
size and
right.
all that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then get the skin tone right. And yeah.
Mhm.
So again, it's like each edit it depends on how much time. The more time you have to put into it, the better it'll look. And
Right.
then, of course, the tech that you're using is going to help too. Grandpa, it's not Grandpa. Oh, don't pull that off.
Okay,
That
and then
belongs.
sizing for fan fiction.
Sizing for fan fiction. Okay, so if I wanted to make this into one, I can hit resize. Resize.
Where did you go to do that?
Here, my sister. Oops. It's a good thing you can't see my phone flying through the air with my little guy. Okay, here we go. Top right, you see that circle with the 3 dots on it?
Yeah. Hmm.
You'll click that, and the first
Okay.
one is resize. And so I'll
Okay.
hit resize, and if I scroll over, I can hit custom size. And this is where I can say I
Okay.
want 600 by 800. Now, I'm going to tell you that I learned the hard way. Resize your photo before you start doing any editing, because it is so sad when you've put everything to scale and then you suddenly resize and all of it's wonky. Like you'll just throw your phone across the room. So if you know you're going to use it for fan fiction and you want it to go on there, start with the proper size and then add all your photos and stuff so that you get them properly to scale.
Okay.
So anything else? Does that answer?
It's good.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
I think that's great, yeah. Does anybody else have any more questions, or are we good?
I'm good.
Okay,
Melissa?
all right.
Amy,
so-
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
Hey,
you,
you're
Amy.
welcome. Thank you
Great.
all for hanging with me. And I hope I helped answer some questions and you didn't just listen to me ramble. But
Oh, no.
if there's
Uh-huh.
anything that comes up when you're rewatching this or
Yes.
something that you're like, oh, I should have asked, because I do that 5 minutes from now and I
Uh-huh.
think I didn't tell them this. Just put it
Right.
in the comments and I'll try to answer it. It might not be till later tonight, but I will try to get back to you whenever I can. So, and there are no dumb questions. I have literally had to wonder all kinds of things and just make a lot of errors and learn as
Okay,
you go. So
Melissa did share, one she did just
Mhm.
now. If everybody goes to chat, it's with, Nathan. It's
oh yeah,
Elizabeth where May was. That looks really
Yeah.
good.
yeah, it does.
Still could use some work, but
Some of it's because Elizabeth's head is slightly too big,
yeah, it is. Yeah, noticed that.
but this is really good. Like, I mean, you did the hair well. I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
Did you blend her hair down into May's? Is that May's hair
No,
at the bottom too?
well,
Or is that all
I
hers?
didn't- No, it is May's hair behind, yes, and her
Yeah,
hair
let's say that.
a little bit. So
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. I think it's good.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's
think,
really good for starting. Honestly, Melissa, I think it's really
don't
good.
know that I could do that. That looks really good.
thank you.
That's awesome.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna reach out to Owen too, because I actually was planning on doing it anyway. And maybe we can add it to our collection. Well, I want to do it both for the fan fiction and for the our Hardy site. Like a collection of like the different uniforms and stuff, and maybe
Yeah,
something
that would
Yeah.
be
I'm already
awesome.
planning on, so that I could make like a gallery and like, because I had already planned on talking to him, and we had
Mhm.
discussed a little bit about I guess, and maybe even for like, we could which I'll talk to Melissa too about it, because I had some ideas on what we can do as far as like towards the resource book that might be of help. So which would help us. And actually, now that we know what we can do with the Bazaart, it would actually really be a good thing to have.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know.
I think so. That sounds great. So I will
Mhm.
put out, Melissa and I will put out some feelers on how we want to wrap class up and then what we want to revisit and review, and we'll be in touch, Amy.
Sounds good.
All
Thank
right.
you,
Sounds
Amy.
good. Thank you all for bearing with me.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna stop recording. So
All righty.
Bye. Thank you
Bye.
all.
Bye,
guys.